Okay, folks, this is an interesting one. It came out of a game. It's a part of a game. I don't know how the game works. I got it from a op shop, and I'm just photocopying one item of this. It could have the potential to help your child to learn about life and finances in particular, but it could also be something that in adulthood can be damaging, the way it's used or misused. Don't know how it's going to look. It's going to be a tricky one. I don't know how we're going to make this look any good. Going to add the black in for this. The nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will, folks. Anyway, what is it? It is a game. It comes with these cards and play money. So the money is what we're interested in, this piece, this $10 play money. Yeah, you can teach a lot of kids. Kids can learn a lot about money and adult affairs through this kind of game, I suppose. But at the same time, they can also learn to be, I think, yeah, that's the same image. They can also learn to be mean and horrible and stingy and greedy. I'm trying to think which side looks better, to be honest, folks. I don't know. But basically, yeah, it can teach children, and children should learn a bit about finances, a bit about the importance of earning their keep. But at the same time, we don't want to be greedy, and we don't want to teach them to be fucking assholes with their money. Because money, even though money can be used in a destructive manner, as we all know, money can be good. And money is an important part of society. We can't live without it, really. We need it, but we don't need the greed or the assholery that often goes with having a lot of money and no heart. And we have to change the way people have got to learn to care about each other and use money to help others instead of just using it to further their own world and not care about the environment, not care about society or other individuals. You know, some people just don't give a flying fig about anything else but money. And that is something we don't want children to inherit. We don't want children to learn to be greedy. We want children to learn to be caring and loving with their money. Money can be a very powerful tool, and it must be used like any tool. It must be used safely. Otherwise, it's destructive and it's not good. So we have to do it that way. We have to think of everyone else as well as yourself, not just think about how much money you can earn and what you can do for yourself. You still can be rich, folks. I'm not against rich financial wealth. It's good to be rich if you can. It's nice. But it's not nice when it's done at the expense of others. It's got to be done fairly, and people have got to... I do think we have to take out the black for now, because we've got to conserve it. So we're just going to take it out there. And we'll put the black in once we've got the enlargement correct, because we're going to run low on black toner soon, I hazard a guess. But basically we have to learn to treat money as a tool and how to use it properly, and use it properly. It looks interesting even without the black. It's come an interesting colour, like interesting shade of blue or something. That looks really quite nice. I think we can enlarge that further, make it bigger. So I think maybe we'll have to just work on that, but it looks good without the black, funnily enough. And I'm just going to, enlarge. But yeah, we just have to learn to use money in a socially responsible manner. And it's just something that a lot of people with lots of money just can't seem to grasp. I don't understand why. I don't know why it's so hard to think for the other person or the other people, the small people, the people that are poor, the people who are disabled, including, yes, I'm disabled, so I know what it's like to live on a knife edge. And really not having enough money can be a problem as well. And, being rich and being poor is they're both, it's okay to be rich, but it's okay to be poor, but if it impinges on your life, it's a real problem. It's good to have, it's a tough one, folks. It's a little bit tough to work out, because some people do like living a frugal life. They don't have a need to be rich. And that's good, in a way, because not everyone is cut out to be a rich person. But basically, we don't want people to go to be poor especially against their will. And these rich people that we currently know don't care, and they just let the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. But most people would like to be rich. But not everyone's cut out to be rich, and people should learn. The thing is, that's important to love your job, to find a career that you actually am interested in, that you're actually passionate about, and then you can be happier with less money because you're doing something that you really care about, that's really exciting for you. For me, it's photocopiers. I'd like to redesign the photocopier. Folks, and that's the thing. That's what I'd like to do. But basically, I'm going to just make this one a bit smaller. But basically, that's the thing. In both high-paying jobs and low-paying jobs, it's always good to find something you're passionate about and be able to work in it and to do it and to make a go of it, to make other people happy because you're happy yourself. There's no use having to live a life in a career that doesn't interest you except the money. And then, of course, you get jobs that are absolutely batshit boring, like cleaning, and they don't pay much. And it's like, fuck, you're just struggling. You're not even enjoying your job. You're not getting paid enough to enjoy your time away from your job. Cleaning should be something that's relegated to robots, and human beings should all have the ability to make a living doing something that means something to them, even if it doesn't pay much. But if it gives them meaning, and if they actually enjoy it and they don't mind getting paid less, but they do their job because they love it, well, so be it. And if everyone was to love their job, we'd have less bad workmanship. We'd have less people in the shops who are stroppy, who serve you and who just get really pissed off, who hate their jobs, and they just become grumpy and they don't serve you with a smile, and you wonder why. And it's because they hate their job, chances are, or they're not getting paid enough for their hated job. So, we've got to somehow find work that appeals to our passions, and we do a better job of it. The people in the photocopier industry, just because they're rich, like the man behind this company, Konica Minolta, you get the feeling they're not happy with their job because they make shit. So they're not passionate about designing a better photocopier and making it good for the planet and good for society. They just want to do it for the money because they know it's lucrative. And people like Shah Yamana ought to be ashamed of themselves for doing that. So, folks, you've got to do what you love, and that's not as easy, but it's worth considering. That looks quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.